Having developed a new perspective, a new application of thought in an ever progressive manner to my life's experience, to my perspective, I have consciously come to a developing philosophy or fascination into the philosophy of death. Not in the sense that I am fixated or in strict study of death, but going from a interest in the psychological to the spiritual over the past few years, it goes hand in hand with the realization of patterns and rhythms and occurrences that directly correlate to us as humans, our seasonal life paths and the seasons. It doesn't end at death. And in being conscious, I think humans as a whole are aware and hyperfixated to a degree of this truth, potential truth. Maybe I'm speaking to myself here. You know, maybe there are no others in this world but a reflection of me. I think people are aware, albeit repress the reality, the harsh reality of finite existence within this particular vessel, but allow the unconscious to unconsciously drive them in a particular manner to find comfort away from that. I mean, that's why we have a freeze and a fight and a flight and a forfeit and a need to do this, that and the third. It's all a survival mechanism. And how do we survive? We stray from that which is us, leaving and departing this material realm in this manifest. Through looking into the spiritual and reading avidly and applying practically trains of thought, in my experience of life, you can't help but consciously be in acknowledgement of the end as well as the start and the repeat of such. I don't believe it's the end. I think there's a transcendence. Now, what happens? Is it a transcendence to the fourth dimension, as to where we hear of people seeing their life flashing before their eyes, i.e. a space where they can perceive life without a past, present and future, as it is all alike the fourth dimension? Are we here to express energy and the cycle continues as we get farmed again, or do we quite simply become something or somebody else as this is done? Do we return back to the source with the information we've garnered? I don't know. But what I do know is that the apparent nature and now conscious acknowledgement and philosophizing of the end of the line. It has me both value this life I have to the degree of utter and complete contrarianism in relation to the common man. It sounds derogatory, but from my personal perspective, it seems most are happy with the system they reside, and I don't necessarily agree too much with being that cog in the wheel. Albeit I can play my part when needs be, but it's in that sense clear that it's established to drain you like a battery for nothing, for near to nothing, for peanuts, for a promotion, a carrot on a stick where you get paid £1.50 more, and then you hear about trillionaires, billionaires. But be thankful for your £1.50, for your time, for your hard-earned hour. Money, full stop. Fiat finance, credit on a screen, full stop. And the time invested into that which isn't of your own honest want or need is devilish to me, demonic to me. And we're there because we take order and instruction from the societal pressure, from the curriculum system we observe. In my curriculum system, there was no payments made. I didn't come from a family that could pay for my education. And in not paying or being a participant of a particular social group, I didn't get taught about taxes. And isn't that the most telling? Because they knew somebody was going to be paying the taxes for me and my people. They didn't want to tell us about taxes because it would open up your mind to being a little more independent. You know? Isn't that fascinating? But I digress. I don't think there's a heaven or hell. I think this situation as is, although perhaps this world, some say hell, is supposedly biblically Lucifer or the devil or whichever. I know they're two separate entities, so you will have to correct me, but a demonic force overlooks this plane, the material plane, right, of planet Earth. So arguably you could perceive it as hell already, if not purgatory, as you await the final judgment. But even so, if you believe or listen to me in speaking of the workplace, the corporate, the pimping and hoeing and tricking dynamic of which I spoke of in relation to being a cog in a wheel, why would I wish to apply that to my spiritual path? It's like a promotion, isn't it? If you follow the rules and stick to what we tell you and behave, then you can be promoted to heaven or you can be fired to hell. Fire, hell, hellfire. Isn't that interesting? If you're a good boy, you can be given something after your finite time is over. Just give your time and effort and life and energy to us. I don't feel comfortable in that. Rules and regulations set in place for my higher vibrational spiritual self as well as within this material plane. Psychologically, rules and regulations have been placed upon me via the hardening of the initial plasticity of my brain when I was younger. And it hasn't resulted in a comfortable experience for me. Not very pleasing. Interesting. I don't mean this to be dire or depressive as such. It's just an ongoing want to understand, an ongoing wish to find freedom. But the carrot on the stick is you find your freedom within this finite life by playing by a particular set of rules that result in you not receiving said freedom, right? Interesting. Thank you.